women with invisible illnesses realize that you can still lead a pretty healthy and active lifestyle. It's just not going to be the one that you had envisioned for yourself, but the hell else are you going to do about it? I swear I ain't ever going to get over this COVID cough, but um y'all, today was a rough ass day. I woke up this morning, it was just like, did someone get the license plate of the truck that ran me over? I was surprised at how crappy I felt, and it was kind of out of nowhere, so I wasn't expecting it. That, that always, it's one thing if I go out and throw caution to the wind and like go out and have a burger or something that I know is going to make me feel horrible. But when, sorry, I know that's really annoying, but it's not as annoying as for you to watch it as it is for me to have the damn thing sliding down. But I forgot what I was saying. It's a lot better to wake up knowing that I've earned whatever's going on instead of just waking up going, what the hell is this all about? But that's where I was this morning. And it has been a very difficult day. I've had the most this beautifully amazing headache and my legs. Oh my goodness. But what are you going to do about it? Uh, Suck it the hell up and keep going. In fact, I met somebody for lunch today and she's like, why did you if you didn't feel good you should have just. I said, girl, if I didn't do things when I didn't feel good I'd never do anything. Granted, today was worse than normal, but I really like her. I wanted to go have some spend a little time with her because I'm leaving soon. Anyway, I like to bring this exact topic up every few months because it's so important. And I swear, if I don't get over this horrible brain fog soon, I'm going to just go crazy because this drives me nuts when I can't finish a thought. I mean, I know everybody gets that to a degree, but when it's all day, it gets old. It gets so old. Anyway, here are 11 things that a doctor with chronic illness wishes that people knew. This information, by the way, is from themighty.com. And the Mighty is a website for people with disabilities and or chronic health issues. And it can be a really good resource, but a little word of caution, just be careful of any I shouldn't say any. I'm sure there's some really positive ones out there. But people with chronic illness, this stuff overwhelms you so easily. And the message boards on most of these sites, and again, not all of them, but most of these sites can get really depressing. So please use it as a resource, but just be aware of that going in so that you don't get sucked into the negativity because it's contagious. I remember when I was first diagnosed, I joined a bunch of message boards. I sidetrack. Anyway, I joined a whole bunch of message boards. I was just so excited to find people who could understand. And almost all of them were literally just a race to the bottom, and my life sucks worse than yours. No, it doesn't. I have it worse than everybody. And I was reading all that. I was like, holy smokes, why do y'all choose to live that way? Now, I choose to be positive. Does that mean that my crap goes away? Of course not. But it's going to be there whether I dwell on it and feel sorry for myself or whether I choose to put a good face on it, make the best of my day. So why dwell on it? My experience, that just it's self-fulfilling. Anyway, here are 11 things that a doctor with chronic illness wishes that y'all knew. And a lot of this shit should not need to be said. Starting with number 1. Nobody asked for this. Nobody asked for this at all. We just want our lives back. We're just looking for answers. Y'all have no idea how much time I have spent looking for help, looking for answers, looking for solutions. And honestly, there's a lot of amazing doctors out there. Don't misunderstand me, but there's also a lot of doctors, people like me. I don't fit in a nice little tidy pigeonhole. They don't like me. I piss them off. I make them question themselves because, they're used to knowing. They're used to thinking they know everything. That sounds really bitchy, and I don't mean for it to, but I think y'all know the kind of doctors that I mean. And then I come in and it's like, "Oh, it's all in your head." Well, okay. Sure. That brings up point number 2. Many doctors don't get it. Until really pretty recently, The perception was that people like me are just, "Oh, you're just crazy. You got mental health issues." And they thought it was the depression and the anxiety driving the illness. Psychiatric care for a long time was the only recommended treatment. Well, you try living in pain literally the vast majority of your life. See how depressed and anxious you get. Because, I'm really super positive and I choose to be happy as often as I can. I know even when on days like today when I'm struggling with my attitude, I know it's a choice. But this stuff eats your soul. It is so hard to keep your chin above water. And even though there's a lot of research out there that shows, yes, fibromyalgia is real and Hashimoto's is very real and the laundry list goes on. It's so hard to find a doctor who understands anything about my situation. So if you are the person dealing with the health issues, especially if you're in a small remote community, your best bet is probably going to be to find someone who's just going to listen because I don't expect a doctor, I don't expect anybody to have all the answers. I do expect them to listen to me and to give what I'm telling them, give it some weight. Treat me with some respect. Give me some dignity. I don't Again, I don't expect you to have all the answers, but don't be an arrogant ass to me just because you don't have the answers. Number 3, the fact that these things need to be said, that a doctor felt these things need to be said. I'm sorry, healthy people, y'all need to step the hell up sometimes. Being unable to work, it's not a vacation. How in the hell did anybody ever get that idea? But I mean, I've heard it before. I do work. And I'll be honest, the last year or so, I've been wondering if this is really a good idea for me to be working. Really hoping the change of climate is going to help that. But I'm really fortunate. There's so many people in my situation who can't work. A lot of them want to. They want a sense of purpose. They want something to do all day, but they're too sick. They can't. Being too sick to get out of bed, it sucks. There's literally nothing pleasant about that. In fact, when I had COVID this fall, I showed up via Zoom. I showed up for a big meeting. And when the meeting was over, the guy running the meeting messaged me. He's like, what the hell are you doing? You're sick. Why aren't you resting? And it's like, dude, I laid around for 2 days doing nothing. I have to have something to do. And I wasn't working full time. I had to work a little bit. I needed that sense of purpose. I needed something to do besides laying there feeling sorry for myself. When your life, when your life is nothing but pain and medical appointments, there's nothing fun about that. Why the hell anybody needs to be told that? I don't know. And I do know actually. People look at the surface of it. Oh, it must be nice. No, no, it's not nice. I used to go and get very regular massages. And I used to get people tell me quite often, "Oh, you're so lucky. I wish I could do that." Like, okay, I'll tell you what, you can take the weekly massage, but you got to take all the other crap that goes with it. Because the only reason I was doing that was because of the fibromyalgia and the Hashimoto's and all the other weird crap that goes on with my body. It's not This isn't a lark for anybody. Number 4, the emotional aspect of chronic pain is it's severely underrated. It's hard to explain. There's there's a lot of grief involved. There's a ton of grief involved. We want our old lives back. Okay, I don't want my old life back because I wasn't really a very good person, but I want my old health back. I want to be able to go out and do things and not worry about how is it going to impact me. If I want to go out and I love bacon cheeseburgers. I absolutely love a good. It's got to be a really good one. It's one of my favorite things in the world, but you know what? I don't eat them very often because I know how it's going to make me feel. I would love to just be able to go out and say, "Screw it. I want a bacon cheeseburger, so I have one." And not have to worry about how many days am I going to pay for this? We do deal with a lot of depression and anxiety because we chase diagnoses for years often. I can't tell you how much time I spent going through just god awful test after god awful test, pushed from doctor to doctor to doctor to doctor because they don't know what to tell me. They don't know what to do with me. It changes your family dynamics completely. You look fine. How come you're not doing all the things you used to do? Because I can't. Because I can't. I don't need to be reminded of it. Thanks. Thanks anyway. People get upset about their inability to work and feel productive. I get upset because I can work, but you know what? When I'm done working, I'm so spent. I don't have enough energy to do the things I want to do. I'm tired of living like that. But what choice do I have? There's a lot of financial stress. This shit is expensive, y'all. There's a lot of social isolation. My world got now it's getting a lot better. I'll own that. But my world got really small for a while. You know why? Not only do I feel like crap, but other healthy people, sometimes y'all are real jackasses when we have to cancel plans. Here's a thought. If I cancel plans with you at the last minute, it's not because I don't like you. If I didn't like you, I'd have never made the plans with you in the first place. It's because I really don't physically feel like I can make it. Like I don't emotionally feel like I can handle going out and doing whatever we were supposed to do. For a long time, I wouldn't make plans. There was one woman in town that I would make plans with. I couldn't make plans with anybody else. Because if I had to cancel the way that they reacted, it wasn't worth it to me. Number 5. The symptoms of chronic illness and chronic pain are very complex. Now, obviously, these are going to vary from illness to illness, but there's a lot of commonalities, including extreme fatigue. And I got to tell you, extreme don't even come close to explaining how freaking tired I feel. Like today, I'm so freaking tired. It's ridiculous. Pain, brain fog, nausea, all the damn time, every day. Every day I am so nauseous. Dizziness, that's actually a fairly new one for me. Yeah, it's not fun. I was happier without it. The pain can be really intense, and it often impacts our joints, our muscles, our nerves, our back, our neck. Headaches are really common. The symptoms, of course, they wax and wane. I have my better days, and I have my worst days. But those inconsistencies make it hard to make plans with anybody. The ubiquitous they say that a good day for someone like me, it put you in bed. It's like you having the flu body aches all day. How productive were you the last time you had the flu? Number 6, chronic illness fatigue is so far beyond tired. It's absolutely overwhelming. I have actually, more times than I can count, more times than I even like to think of, I've gotten so tired where I feel like a little kid. My head starts to I cannot hold my head up. I can't keep my eyes open, but you know what? I still can't sleep because my body hurts. This fatigue is easily triggered by daily activities. I like to take baths because it makes my legs don't hurt very much when I'm in the tub. So I'd love to take baths, especially cold baths. So of course my bathroom's got to be clean. And sometimes it's fine, but sometimes I'll clean my bathroom, especially if I'm really scouring everything down. That can put me in bed for a day or 2. Imagine living like that, where just a simple daily task. Okay, not daily. Most people don't scour their bathrooms daily, but you know what I mean. It's not like I'm doing anything unusual. I'm just cleaning a small bathroom, for goodness sakes. Big events. I love big events. I love going to conferences. I haven't been in years. I hadn't been a couple years before COVID struck, but I absolutely love going to conferences. But I know that's going to take a huge toll on me. First of all, you got the travel from central Alaska to the lower 48. Even if I go to one in Seattle, it's a full day of travel each way. By the time you've got security and getting your luggage, that's a full day. So there's 2 days down just in travel. And then while I'm there, I'm on the go. I'm up too late. I'm up really early. My whole sleep schedule's off. My eating schedule is off. I'm not eating right because I'm on the go. and I know I'm gonna pay for it for a couple weeks. They're still worth it though. I really do love going to conferences. I like going to conferences because I get to be around a room full of happy, positive, enthusiastic, motivated people, and I need that. When our fatigue hits, when it really sets in, rest is no longer optional. Like I said, I almost pass out from it. It's not fun. I've been at work before and had my supervisor, like, "What the hell are you doing here? Why are you here? You need to go home." We're not lazy. Okay, I'll own it. I can be lazy, but I just can't. I just don't have. By the time I'm done working, I don't got much left. I can cook dinner. That's about it. I can do these. This doesn't take a lot of energy because I enjoy these. Um, I do. I mean, I'm just sitting here talking. That's not hard, but I don't have a lot left in me after a full day of work. Number 7, brain fog is maddening. It really is. And this is probably the hardest symptom to describe. I almost said the hardest description to symptom. No, the hardest symptom to describe. It's a cognitive dysfunction, and it can leave you struggling for words. Well, if you've watched my videos in the last week or so, you've seen it in action. I just completely go blank in the middle of a sentence. When you're in a business meeting, do you have any idea how embarrassing that is? And I know everybody does that sometimes, but when you do it a lot, it's embarrassing. And most people that I work with, they know me. They're very kind about it, but that doesn't make me feel any better about it. It really doesn't. It impacts our concentration and our recall. I always think of it as this is the best way I can describe it. It's like my head is packed really tightly with cotton, and all my thoughts have to just fight their way out. They don't always make it. It'll get like partway there and then it's gone. Number 8, people with chronic illnesses. This is another one that really shouldn't need to be said, but I guess it's just something you wouldn't think about. But we have a greater risk of serious infection. And in the COVID era, it's a big deal. I've had COVID twice now. Both times I was sick as hell. The second time it was because the person who insisted I come back to the office exposed me. We're still friends, but I gotta tell you, I got a little bit of an attitude about it. I really do. I was in the office for 3.5 days, and I ended up being sick as a dog for 3.5 weeks, and I'm still dealing with the aftermath. Oh, right on cue. A minor cold for you can be a very serious infection for someone who's immunocompromised. So if you're sick now, I understand that not everybody is in a position to be able to stay home from work. I do get that. And if that's your situation, isolate as much as you can at work. Stay away from people as much as you can. I used to work with a guy. He's a pretty nice guy, but he was one of those I never miss work no matter what kind of people. And he came in one day, and I always have a lot of I like knickknacks. So I had a bunch of knickknacks on my desk, and he's sitting there playing with my knickknacks and finally says something to me about how crappy he's feeling. And I was like, "What? Why in the hell are you on my desk touching my stuff? Go away. Get out of here." And I was kind of nasty about it. So, dude, I got out my Clorox wipes and I start cleaning everything off. And he was like, "Well, don't you think you're?" No, I'm not overreacting because you might be sick for 2 or 3 days. I could end up sick for 2 or 3 weeks. No, I'm not overreacting. Don't do that to somebody. Number 9, foods can trigger symptoms. Like I said, I know if I go out and have a bacon cheeseburger and fries, as much as I love them, I used to eat them fairly regularly, which isn't very healthy. So I guess there's one bonus. I don't eat them like I used to. It has to be a really good one. It has to be worth it because I know it's going to flare me up. Gluten, dairy, sugar, soy, yeast, processed foods, booze, damn it. All those can they can cause a flare up. They can impact your body. All of those are inflammatory substances. Now, here's the thing. It can be difficult to tell what causes a reaction in your body unless you're tracking it. I absolutely hate tracking my nutrition. Mostly because, like, I make a great soup. It's a broccoli cheese, and I use cheese loosely, soup with no dairy. It uses a nutritional yeast for the flavor. It's so good. I actually like it better than regular broccoli cheese soup. But when I go to track that in a nutrition thing, how the hell do I track it? Because where I've got the recipe, she doesn't really have it broke down. So how do you track it? It's not broccoli cheese soup. There's a very significant nutritional difference in what I'm eating and what most people eat. How in the hell do I track that? But one of my someone that I really look up to, she eats so incredibly healthy. I wish I had that discipline. And she kept noticing, man, every so often I feel really off. So she started tracking her food and she realized quinoa. She's very sensitive to quinoa. Now, quinoa is recognized. Most people consider it a health food. And it is for a lot of people. It's perfectly fine for a lot of people, but it wasn't for her. It caused an inflammatory reaction. If she didn't track her nutrition, she would have never figured that out. Finally, oh no, excuse me. Number 10, I got two more. Number 10, sensitivity to smells is common. Oh my gosh, yes. Perfumes, colognes, cleaning supplies. Cleaning supplies. I used to love to clean with bleach because I wanted everything to be super, super clean. I can't. I can barely. I only keep a small bottle of bleach around that I use to clean my humidifier once a week. Other than that, I can't use bleach, especially I can't use it cleaning the bathroom because bathrooms are enclosed. There's not a lot of air circulation in there, and the smell overwhelms me. A few years ago, I was at the office and I work on the ground floor. There's two stairwells that I can take up, and I was going up one that's enclosed. And I was being myself. I was in a hurry, so I open the door and I start barreling up the stairs, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh." I'm like halfway up the first set of stairs. I'm like, "Oh, what the hell? They changed the solution that they used to clean the floors." Yo, that shit almost put me on my butt. It seriously almost knocked me backwards down the stairs when that smell hit me. And I had to get out of that stairwell as fast as I could. Had to use the open stairwell after that too. It's just so crazy. You just never know. But the smell thing, it can trigger nausea, headaches, brain fog, and it can even flare up the pain. And finally, number 11, management takes a ton of effort. We live very regimented lives. Even on the weekend, I don't always do it, but I need to go to bed at the same time every day. I need to get up at the same time every day. Although usually I'll be honest, the fibro demons make sure of that because I'll start hurting so gosh damn bad about 3:30 in the morning that I have to get up. I have a supplement regimen. I don't take a lot of medications, but like I have to take my thyroid medication at a certain time of day. I have to um I just went blank. I lead a very regimented life in many ways. And you know what? Sometimes we just want to throw caution to the wind and go out and pretend that we're normal people. And if we do that, don't try to be the police. Don't lecture. Don't don't judge. It's not your damn place to judge, okay? It's not your place to judge anybody, frankly. But we were like you once. I think sometimes that's what freaks healthy people out about people like me. I don't look like there's anything wrong with me. You'd never know looking at me that I'm pretty gosh damn sick. And I think people like me, it's just a reminder that this could happen to you. It could. So if you've got someone in your life who has chronic illness, who's suffering from chronic pain, next time you get impatient and want to be a jackass about it, why don't you think about how you would feel if you were in their position? How you would want to be treated if you were the one that felt like crap. I've told many people, I'll tell you what, you be the one to feel like crap, and I'll be the one to stomp around and be a selfish little bitch about the whole thing. I ain't even going to apologize for the language because that's one thing that just infuriates me. I don't expect you to understand, but I do expect you to be decent about it. And if you can't be decent about it, move the hell on. I don't got time for you. You're not my kind of person. I like people who are positive and uplifting and who want to see me succeed, not someone who gets irritated when I don't feel good. Because you know what? If you think it's hard on you, how the hell do you think it is on us? Anyway, rant done. I I don't even know what I'm gonna go do right now. I have a flat iron steak out to cook for dinner, but I don't want to cook. I am freaking exhausted. You know what I want to do? I want someone to take me to a restaurant and let me just sit there and be waited on, but I don't know that that's going to happen because we don't always get what we want out of life. But anyway, I hope you'll have a great night. The only place you're going to find me on social media is Twitter. So if you have any questions, shoot me a line. Um, Gosh damn, I'm so tired. I will be back. Bless y'all for being patient. Oh, and by the way, if you're leaving me comments, I can't see them from the platform that I'm using. So I'm just going to trust that anything that y'all are saying is very nice. But if I don't respond, that's why I have no idea that you're talking to me. But I hope you guys have a great night. I will see you Friday at 5 o'clock Alaska time. Thanks.